President of the Hamilton Jewish Federation says he and others felt intimidated by a group of protesters blocking a roadway next to McMaster University today, where the pro-Palestinian encampment demonstration continues. Eric Vieno joining us live now with more on this. Hey, Eric.
Hi, Matt. Yeah, it was between 9 and 10 this morning. Protesters were actually here on this street behind me, which is at the intersection of Forsythe Avenue and Sterling Street. And if you see here, it's right next to one of the major entrances for McMaster University. And it's also not too far away from where that encampment protest is. I spoke with one of the protesters today, and they say that they were aware of the pickets happening, and they did come to support them, but they were not responsible for starting them.
And they're blocking traffic on city property. They are not on university property.
Jason Waxman says he got a call from a friend who lives in the area about protesters blocking the road, so he drove by to see for himself.
They were yelling and chanting. They had, a lot of signs. I think a lot of people felt very intimidated.
He says some of the phrases and words used on the signs are anti-Semitic.
Big signs nailed to 2x4s that, said hashtag Intifada, which means a violent uprising meant to kill Jews and citizens of the state of Israel.
Meanwhile, a representative from the encampment protest says the word is used to describe revolutions and uprisings, specifically Palestinian efforts to resist Israeli occupation. The protesters say there was a rally held this morning, but says community members who started the picket lines are not associated with the encampment.
So they honestly just organized it themselves. We came down to support, but again, we didn't have the final say in the picket line, so we don't know what was happening. In terms of someone being racially profiled, they are picket lines. They're stopping every car that passes. There's no discrimination for them.
Waxman says he's concerned about the protests on campus spilling out into the community.
When I think it goes off of university property into the broader community where there's Jewish people trying to get to their homes and other people, of course, trying to get to their homes, it's just scarier, and I think the level of threat is that much higher.
The encampment protesters say they're staying within their rights.
Our responsibility as students is to make sure that whatever we do is as safe as possible in accordance with the law. As for the community, we don't really have control on what they do.
Waxman says he did not witness any physical altercations. He says McMaster University security was on scene, but there was no Hamilton police presence.
Other people called 911 directly. They all said they were sending police. There was never any police presence, and I think when people perceive an imminent threat to their safety and the police don't come, I think that's a problem. I think we need to address it, and I think we need some answers.
Hamilton police say that they were aware of the protests happening here, but that McMaster security were on scene and they weren't called for any assistance. We reached out to McMaster University security, but have yet to hear back.